Dulce, New Mexico in 1979, and what did it reveal about the U.S. government and its relationship with aliens? Have we been visited by extraterrestrials? Did ancient aliens provide technology to catalyze human civilization thousands of years ago? Are they still living among us now? What if extraterrestrials are not only here now, but working with our military and our government to help develop today's technology? More than 20 years ago, one person attempted to warn us that not only were aliens here on planet Earth, but that they were working with the United States government and other governments around the world on secret military projects. His reasoning for attempting to expose this information, he said, was to get the U.S. government to be transparent about what they were doing and to let people know the truth about what happened in Dulce, New Mexico in 1979. It may have ultimately cost him his life. Dulce, New Mexico is a small town of about 3,000 mostly Native American people located near the Colorado border. It's home to the Jicarilla Apache Reservation, and for quite a while, it's also been the site of strange alien activity.
Dulce is a quiet, unassuming town nestled in northern New Mexico. Many of its residents are members of the Jicarilla Apache tribe. They swear.
I tell stories, but my nose isn't growing.
They are not making this up.
They threw down a ladder from that spaceship, and then two small people started climbing down.
This once quiet town started to heat up with UFO sightings and other weird occurrences in the 1970s. Bigfoot encounters and strange animal mutilations were also reported. Then, in August 1979, hell broke loose under the Archuleta Mesa. Philip Schneider was a geologist and engineer who worked as a contractor for the U.S. government for 17 years. He was helping to build an addition to a subterranean military base in Dulce, New Mexico. After 4 holes were bored several miles into the ground, Schneider was lowered into one to check the rock samples to determine what blasting material needed to be utilized. Instead, he unwittingly stumbled upon something he was never told about, and he certainly never anticipated seeing.
For this underground base. Well, in this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. The person was or the entity was absolutely horrible. I didn't waste any time to reach for my pistol. At that time, as an engineer, I didn't have time to carry all the folder, all of one of these big submachine guns that all the sea spray and the yellow fruit and all the outer perimeter and inner perimeter security people carried. I carried a little Walther PPK pistol with a 9-shot clip. This is in late August of 1979. Now, you got a regular suit of clothes, you got a regular clothes on, plus you're in almost like a spacesuit environment, and you're reaching for a gun. It's not the easiest thing to do, and then to pop a clip in it and start shooting. And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal and they do die. However, in the process, one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me, and it was some form of electrical force, because the kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt burned all my toenails off of me, completely crispy crittered my left foot, burnt the shoe right off of me. All I remember is the smoking remains, and I'm still conscious, but in and out of, I didn't remember much. And there was a Green Beret that was right behind me that risked his life. In fact, he died. But he risked his life. He shoved me back in the basket and hit the button and took me up.
When the smoke cleared, more than 60 soldiers had been killed and numerous alien Greys had been killed or injured. Schneider suffered a wound to his chest and lost 3 fingers on his left hand as a result of his fight with the alien Grey. Schneider, who was one of 3 survivors from the battle, claimed in that speech from 1995 that the U.S. government had been aware of the alien Greys since the early 1900s and had been working with them for a while prior to the 1947 Roswell incident.
Unfortunately, that's what the public's been told. The military's known about the alien question for the better part of 70 years, and they first saw their glimpse of what was going on as early as 1909 in the American Southwest. Now, Army cavalry evidently were chasing some bandits, and they entered this cave. They were holed up in a cave, and what they found in there was flying discs and little gray guys and all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to explain that, and they wrote them down as best they could, and it's been in secret archives ever since.
In addition, he recounted in a later conversation that the black eyes are actually eye shields. Schneider said that an eye shield from one of the alien Greys he shot popped out, revealing a reptilian-like eye underneath. In the speeches he gave in the mid-1990s about his alien encounter in New Mexico, Schneider revealed that there were close to 1,500 underground bases in the world, with 131 of them in the United States, with a subterranean high-speed rail system connecting these particular bases. Schneider did not remain quiet about the battle with the alien Greys in 1979. Instead, he became an outspoken advocate calling for the government to be more transparent about their knowledge of alien life, presenting a series of lectures about what he encountered in 1979, the Dulce Wars between the U.S. military and the alien Greys, and the history of the alien-human relationship here on Earth. He revealed that a lot of the materials and coatings used on military aircraft and submarines had been developed in association with the aliens that the government was working with. He would have kept on telling the story of aliens here on Earth, but Schneider died in Wilsonville, Oregon in January 1996. His death was ruled a suicide, but many believe he was instead silenced by the government for his continued exposure of the alien agenda. So are there aliens living among us, above us, and below us? Phil Schneider and many others would say it's strange, but true.